In general, which risks are most important in considering the type of construction contract in government construction projects? Solid response. Financial risk is a valid choice.
A software that is used to schedule and record operation and planned unplanned maintenance associated with equipment on site.
Well reasoned. Computerized maintenance management system is the correct choice.
The following is a business process in companies that function to develop business strategies and identify opportunities are. Excellent. Business development is a brilliant choice. The following is a business process in a company that functions to manage buildings and hand over property to customers is. Bravo! Estate management is the answer. Who is responsible for sourcing and purchasing the necessary materials at the best price for the construction project?
Well picked. Buyer is the correct answer.
Choose the correct option. Right again. Project owners, contractors, designers, supervisor agreed in design build is a valid answer.
The program covering activities necessary to provide quality in the work to meet the project requirements is dash.
Clear logic. Your choice quality approach is sound and 100% true.
The one responsible for planning, coordinating, budgeting and supervising projects from the beginning to the end.
Perfect. Construction project manager is the correct choice. Selecting and monitoring project procurement costs, calculating the overall cost of the project, is the task of. You chose quantity surveyor, and it is correct. Which is the most important financial document to be maintained while managing a project as a project manager? Nicely done. Balance sheet is a solid answer. The process of checking by the contractor before handing over the building to the construction team is called.
Lou. On track. Pre-checklist is the correct answer.
What type of construction contract tunable to procure the construction contractor by competition practiced? Contest. Right choice. Cost contract plus operation fee is the best answer. Which individual is responsible for identifying, securing and managing construction projects and contracts?
Excellent choice. Contracts manager is the right answer.
In the construction agency, people who are responsible for safety should be the responsibility of which party?
Great thinking. Correct is the right choice. What is the second most important stage after initiation of a project in project management consultancy? Good job. Your answer planning works well here.
The process of handing over buildings, SAVA houses from the construction team to estate management is called. Nice selection. Handover is the correct and valid answer. Defined as the direction, regulation, and supervision of a project from early developmental completion. Great job. Construction project management is the accurate answer. Which one is similar to the construction of the construction cycle?
Well done. Planning, executing, monitoring, closeout is the right choice.
Determining the objectives of the construction project should meet the needs of any group of people. Correct response. Project owner is the most accurate answer. The manager's position in a construction project with a more defined, specific role, working role. Smart move. Construction manager is an accurate answer.
The process of maintaining a project's inventory, equipment, tools, manpower, and budget resources. Strong choice. Maintenance management is the right answer.
In which steps the highest resources and the highest complications of the construction project? You're right. Implementation is the correct answer.
Which construction organization structure in the following is the structure of the field office?
Good thinking. Field administrative unit, engineer, control, construction manager, material unit is the right answer. Which one of the following is not a type project delivery systems in construction management?
Valid point. Framework test to build is true.
Which type of construction contract can procure the construction contractor by negotiating? Smart pick. Correct is the correct choice. In general, the construction contract between project owners and contractors are organized.
Exactly. Employment contract makes sense and it is right choice.
What is the recommended professional fee for the architect as construction manager? Correct. 1.5% to 3% of the project construction cost is the right answer.
Which type of construction contract has the same characteristics to the turnkey contract?
You got it. Your choice design build is right.
Which of the following is not the main goal of using the security system in construction?
Nice work. You chose helps to make the project quality, and it is correct.
What is the method of compensation for the construction manager according to the text? 1.
Sharp thinking. Multiple methods of compensation is the right choice. Which type of construction project is perfect to develop by the most design and build? Good job. Your answer. The construction of a complex oil refinery project works well here. Dash is the oldest and simplest form of organization adopted in construction projects.
Good thinking. Line organization is the right answer.
The dash phase is one of the most important aspects of construction project management.
Nice selection. Initiation phase is the correct and valid answer. Which method is to control the quality of construction in practice that is difficult?
Great job. The quality of craftsmanship is the accurate answer. One of the following is not a typical function of a construction management process. Right choice. Advertising is the best answer. Communication which will happen the most in which phase of the construction project?
Solid response. Construction is a valid choice.
What is the limitation of authority for the architect as the construction manager? Nicely done. Both and B is a solid answer. What insurances are required during the construction stage of a building project?
Great thinking. Fire, public liability, and workman compensation is the right choice. Safety officials at the construction unit involves any government agencies. Perfect. Ministry of Interior is the correct choice.
The column, beam, and ring beam work is part of the construction process, namely. Nice work. You chose structural work and it is correct.
Which item is not dividing the construction according to the nature of the work.
You got it. Your choice low-quality construction work is right.
How should personal prevention equipment for construction workers be qualified? You're right. Standard according to safety requirements is the correct answer.
The following documents are not considered part of the contractor's contract.
Sharp thinking. Job assignment sheet is the right choice.
The phased construction model is suitable in any case the most.
Valid point. Urgent construction project is true. Which of the following is guidelines for quality management and approach?
Excellent. ISO 9000 is a brilliant choice.
One of the following is not a part category of construction management.
Bravo. Procurement of insurance and its management is the answer.
Who can serve as the construction manager according to the text?
On track. The architect is the correct answer.
Installation of Hebel. Plastering is part of the construction workie.
Strong choice. Architectural work is the right answer.
What is the main focus of Unit 38? Personal professional development.
Well picked. Personal learning needs is the correct answer.
Dash is done if the restriction is on the availability of resources.
Smart pick. Resource leveling is the correct choice.
What is the architect's responsibility as the construction manager?
Right again. Responsible for programming, coordination, quality, and cost control is a valid answer.
What is the role of the project manager in a construction project?
Excellent choice. All of the above is the right answer.
One of the following is not a type of a contract in construction.
Well reasoned. Guaranteed limited price is the correct choice.
What is the qualification required for the construction manager?
Exactly. Must be a state-regulated professional makes sense, and it is right choice.
Soil excavation work is part of the construction process, namely clear logic. Your choice foundation work is sound and 100% true.
Which is the management of inappropriate construction projects? You chose have a complex work plan, and it is correct. REBA specimen checklists and forms can be obtained from Dash. Correct response. REBA job book and REBA website is the most accurate answer.
Who is the final decision to determine the end of the project?
It. Well done. Project owner is the right choice.
Who deals with construction workers, equipment, and materials?
Smart move. Construction manager is an accurate answer.
What is not a part of 5M's theory in construction management?
Correct. Mitigation is the right answer.
Mention the correct sequence of project cycle stages Dash.
Valid point. Feasibility and design, pre-construction, procurement and construction owner occupancy is true.
Which is the law on safety in construction not yet covered?
Excellent. Concrete work is a brilliant choice.
Which is not the main function of the construction manager. Nice work. You decided to select the designer, and it is correct.
This is the final phase of the project management process.
Bravo! Project closing phase is the answer.
Which side involves the inspection of construction quality?
On track. Designer is the correct answer.
The objective of ISO 9000 family of quality management is?
Solid response. Customer satisfaction is a valid choice.
Who is the inspection of the quality of the construction?
Good thinking. Correct is the right answer.
Which one is not the component of construction planning?
Correct. Execution is the right answer.
How is the construction industry like this year? Great job. Grow is the accurate answer.
For most of the occupational accident, the root cause is? Right again. Management is a valid answer.
What are the triple constraints of project management?
Excellent choice. Time, cost, and quality is the right answer.
Which is not a key feature of construction management?
Well done. Civil disputes of families is the right choice. Which types of contracts not used in construction? Perfect. Express and implied contracts is the correct choice.
Which is related to quality management?
Correct response. ISO is the most accurate answer.
Power stations are generally treated as?
You got it. Your choice, industrial construction, is right.
This isn't a construction material.
Well picked. Shovel is the correct answer.
Who is the safety of construction?
Exactly. Everyone in the construction agency makes sense and it is right choice.
ISO 9000 is basically 4.
Good job. Your answer quality management system works well here.
What is full form of team?
Nicely done. Total quality management is a solid answer.
Full form of CUMS?
Nice selection. Quality management system is the correct and valid answer.
How you will get all these quiz questions in PDF books format.
Strong choice. Contact Narayan Chengda is the right answer.